So I had gone to a performing arts college in San Diego, and at the time it was one of the only two places in the country where you could get a degree in musical theater 112 years ago. And in my last year, I really wanted to go to LA. Well, the first time I came was 1979. I never really felt heavy discrimination as a gay person. I learned the rules, kind of. I think I grew up in a sort of an enlightened environment. I grew up in suburban Portland, Oregon, and I never felt particularly afraid of being known. I think I was out from my last year of high school. To me, as I grappled with those issues in my adolescence, the issue to me was always about telling the truth. And I just felt I didn't want to be a person that lied. I think back to what was happening in the 80s as the decade turned. And so there was this big, we're here and we're gay is it, and the 80s are going to be fabulous. And, 5 seconds later, they weren't so fabulous. We are the artists. We are the contributors to much of what is great art, beauty, intellect, knowledge. If we lived in a world without gay people, we would live in a world without a lot of beauty. I spent most of the 80s burying people, really. I even quit working in show business for a long time. I took about 10 years off because I couldn't, sing and dance while people were dying. So I literally just took care of people for 10 years. I think I do live in the context of that I'm a gay man of a certain age and I buried a lot of people and there are not a lot of us around anymore from that time period. In our 60s, going to our 70s, most of the people I grew up with that were from the same time period, the same demographic, are gone. I had a great friend, a guy named Michael Katz. He used to always say to me, "Don't tell me there's not a war on." He said that I live in a war. There's a war going on. And then of everybody that I've ever lost, I said to him once, I said, what can I do for you? What's the most important thing you want to leave letting me know how to remember you? And he said, "Remember my name. Let my name live on. Remember my name."